Today marking now the 24th day of the federal government shutdown, leaving hundreds of thousands of federal workers without paychecks. They're scrambling, trying to make ends meet. For many families, that financial strain is real. Those mounting bills are coming due, and savings are dwindling. So joining us here live in the Live Impact studio in WCNC Plus, Mark Henry with Alloy Wealth Management to discuss what affected workers can do right now. Mark, thank you again for coming in on short notice here, but this is a huge story, right?
Yep, it really is.
Give us the latest on where things stand now with the shutdown and what federal workers are facing.
Well, unfortunately, the shutdown's definitely going to be extended next week. It's going to go at least that long. The Senate's already left town. They're home.
Right.
So that's not happening. It was close yesterday. It looked like they had an attempt to try to get federal workers paid, and Democrats blocked it. 3 crossed the aisle to help join the proposal to start getting paychecks flowing to federal workers that do come in. But 3 wasn't enough.
They needed 6, yes.
Right, they needed 6. But it got closer.
Right,
so that is
right.
the good news. Let's go with good news.
Sure.
We needed a few more, but it got close. So that would have ensured that federal workers continue to get the work through the shutdown, keep receiving a paycheck. So bottom line is we've got a problem, and there's a lot of these workers that are really hurting right now.
Yeah. When that first paycheck doesn't arrive, definitely scary. Now we're into 4 weeks of it not happening. And now people are worried about things like their credit scores,
Sure.
in addition to actually paying their bills. They should worry.
Right, they should. And so we have to take proactive, not reactive, proactive.
Proactive.
It's time, if your emergency fund, and that's what you have it for, if you have one, this is when you use it. Let's not get behind on the bills. Now, if you don't have one, and again, one said that they would have trouble, 37% said they would have trouble covering a $400 emergency. That's like, this is bad. So we have to really go, what are we going to do? Okay, so if that is you, all right, we're in a place we don't want to be. We're not getting a paycheck, no fault of yours, but it's time to do something about it. We got to pick up the phone. So there are programs available. Many of the lenders, if you call them right now, you're not late, maybe you're late, going to be late, the first is coming and you're going to be late. Let's tell them we can't pay. I'm a furloughed worker, here's where I work, here's my job, I cannot pay you because I have no paycheck. And I may not get the paycheck in time.
Okay.
And let's tell them up front.
Right.
And they're going to help you. These lenders do not want to ruin your credit. I believe that in my heart. And they want to help you through this. Now, I'm talking about home loans. I'm talking about car loans. They will do things like we'll skip a payment. We'll give you a payment holiday. I was literally in a credit union yesterday that had signs up that said, if you are a furloughed worker, talk to us today about skipping a payment holiday.
Oh, that's great.
Right?
Encouraging news. I didn't know that.
Right.
So those are a couple of things you can do right now while we wait.
Now. That's
okay.
right.
And then let's talk about the emergency funds. So ideally, we want 6 months in there.
Right, we really do. And this is an example why. But many people right now, and if you're listening and hearing this and you're like, well, I don't have that. Okay, maybe you're not a furloughed worker, but that doesn't mean you might get furloughed at your company or cut loose. You have to have this emergency fund. It's why it's so important. But now many credit unions and some local banks are offering low or no interest bridge loans for furloughed workers. They're saying, look, come in, we'll give you a very low interest loan to help you get some money bridge until you get your paycheck.
Gotcha.
What I'd be very wary of is payday lenders. These lenders that you go into and say, I didn't get my check. Okay, we'll give you some cash, and when you get paid, you pay us. But unfortunately, the interest on those loans is going to be astronomical. They're hard money lenders, and they can just give you the money right now, but they're going to charge you the most legally allowed.
Okay, which is
going to be out of sight. It's not going to be worth it.
Not worth it.
You've got to go to your credit unions and your banks.
Okay.
Now, where else can we go? Well, so we've wiped out our emergency fund, or we didn't have one. We've tried the furlough with the loans. That's not working. We've called the lenders. We're delaying what we can, but we still need money.
We still need money,
so last resorts, 401k potentially. We have to look at the tax impacts. But let me be very clear. I will pay taxes at some point in my future. I can get cash today. Sometimes that's going to be the only option. It's like you've reached this place in the road through no fault of your own. You got 3 decisions, they're all bad. Well, I'm going to go with the tax one, and I'll worry about taxes in the future. I would talk to a professional about it before I did it, but I would have to if it's a matter of eating or not eating.
Sure.
A matter of keeping my credit score. Your credit score is that important to me.
Wow. Okay. And when paychecks do resume,
Yes.
what is the first financial move federal workers should do to avoid being in this position again?
Right. Well, obviously, we're going to use the paychecks that come in because you are going to get them, and I believe that in my heart it's going to happen soon. I really believe that. We've got to get the parties to agree at least on something, and let's get money coming in.
Right.
Okay, so we get the government open. Now what do? We pay the bills? Great. Now what? It's going to happen again at some point in your life.
Oh.
It will. It's the truth. So this is why we learn from what just happened to us, and we work on getting an emergency fund. And you might be thinking, well, Mark, you don't understand. I don't have enough money left at the end of the month. Well, that's a spending problem. I do understand because I've had them. And guess what? We got to cut the spending. Where's the money going? We've talked about it before, Jane, but where is it going? Let's get rid of all the things that are not necessary.
Like?
Well, all the stuff that automatically comes out of your account. The streaming services. We don't need them all. Pick one.
We don't, Carlene.
Pick one.
We don't need them
Pick
all.
one. Let's shop. Let's pick one. Gym memberships. Remember, there was a day in my life I had 3 and I didn't use any of them.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, come on. Let's get rid of everything that can come out. That's the easy win.
That's easy, okay.
Now let's go to the next ones. And for some people, it may be that, yes, we still have a budget problem or a spending problem where we can't get it any lower, and that means we're going to have to take on a second job.
Oh.
We got to do whatever it takes to get this emergency fund fully funded so we never have to go through this again.
Okay. And we're talking 6 months of
Yes.
emergency funds, of being able to pay your bills, including your rent, your
Everything.
mortgage, your car. Okay? For someone watching right now who's really stressed about money, besides the emergency fund, what do you want them to remember?
They can do this. They're not special, and I hate to say it that way, but they're not special. Millions of people have found themselves in this exact same position, and they got out. There's so many places with allowed budgeting, groups that are online, Facebook groups, and we talk about social media sometimes as being such a bad thing. There's ways it's a great thing. Get in one of these groups with other people trying to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish with.
Yeah.
Meet with them every Wednesday night on Facebook or on YouTube or some group setting, a Zoom, where you're helping encourage others and they're encouraging you to make the right decisions and get yourself out of debt. When you have this 6-month emergency fund, you won't believe how good it feels. When you finally see your debt going down, I literally talked to a young person the other day that is 30 years old, been out of school over 6 years and made the last payment on his student loan, and he said he just feels free for
Fantastic.
the first
Oh, that's
time
gotta be a great
in his
feeling.
life.
Oh, I dream of that day.
Right, he just
I
feels
dream.
free.
Carlene's trying to pay
He's
her.
free.
Yes, I'm still trying to pay it out. I dream of the day.
Oh, it is great. I remember. Yeah, I had to
And so
defer for a couple
he has
of
that
years. Mm-hmm.
feeling, and you can have that as well that's listening. But you didn't get into this overnight, and you're not going to get out overnight.
Right.
But
Right.
get some people around you to encourage you to get this done.
All right. You can do it. You can do it, Carlene. You're able to pay off that loan.
I know.
One day.
It does
Chip
feel like
away.
a mountain.
It does.
It does feel like a mountain of
Yeah.
just student loan debt.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does. All right. And, positive news to be taken from here. Again, we are getting closer to a vote, hopefully passing some kind of a funding bill to get folks back on their feet again.
Yeah, it's just it's mind-boggling that our government can't just pay the workers.
Yeah. Right.
Forget the politics of it. We got to get people paid.
Yeah. Oh, I'm throwing an audible here, Mark. Inflation, this is just breaking. Did you see
Yeah.
this? That inflation hit 3%
Yes.
in September,
Okay.
reflecting stubborn price pressures.
Yeah.
What does that say to you? What should we know at home?
It's something we've already talked about, but remember, inflation, even at 3%, is way down from what it was. That's good news. 3% is higher than we want. That's bad news. But at the end of the day, you have to remember, prices are still extremely high. just because inflation tumbled down a little bit or now went up a little bit, it doesn't change the prices. The prices now may go up a little bit, but they never went down. Just because inflation went down, the price didn't go down. So if you were struggling a year ago under the higher inflation than we have now, you're going to be struggling just as bad now or worse, because prices, when inflation goes down, prices don't go down. They just go up slower.
Okay.
That's the problem. Prices are just going up slower than they were. They were already extremely high. You can give a couple of crazy examples like fuel prices because we're producing more energy, or egg prices. Okay, other than those two, there's really not many others. You know, real estate market, I think we're in a balanced market right now. It's not a buyer's market. It's not really a seller's market. We didn't have a crash, but it's kind of just a lukewarm, you know, there's not multiple offers on houses, but they're selling.
Yep.
People are buying, and it's kind of a balanced market. But price-wise, prices are high.
They're still high.
And inflation is a stubborn thing, and it's very sticky, and it's going to be around for a while.
All right. More reason why you need to get that 6-month emergency fund going. Mark Henry from Alloy Wealth, appreciate you as always, as we will continue to visit what matters, and it's where's the money, you know? Where's that money going? Where's it coming from?
That's right.
We need it to live, unfortunately. All right. Thanks a lot.